So, are you ready for the next accident that you pull over and stop? We've been talking about that. This is Paul Dutton with Emergency Preparedness Network. So, I'm gonna got a little story for you today, right? It's up in Buellton, California, right, where this car actually hit a cement bunker and pirouetted, right, and landed upside down and slid for 50 feet. Right, the people inside, I had already been on the phone with 911. I took control of the situation. I made sure people blocked traffic. A lot of people were standing around very, very concerned. A lot of people calling 911, right? So I talked to someone who's there that lived locally, and I said, hey, call the local fire department, which was actually from Santa Barbara County. So they had a long drive. It took 18 minutes for them to show up. Meanwhile, I went back to the car to assess the medical situation with Karen, with the lady in the car. Her name was Karen. She was on the phone with a 911 operator who was making her really anxious, really excited, and really worried and scared. The 911 operator was not helping in this situation. I took the phone from Karen after I got her name, and I told her, I said, hey, look, you have a small cut on your forehead. That's why you're bleeding, and it's dripping off her nose right into the car because they're hanging upside down by seatbelts. And I said, Karen, it's going to be okay. It's going to be all right. I'm Paul. I'm a sheriff volunteer. I'm trained in first aid, and I can help you, right? Help is on the way, right? We've got everything that we're going to need, right? That gets you taken care of. I've already talked to the fire department, right, by calling 911. I said, and they are on the way. I said, so Karen, tell me what happened. And then I also talked to the other person that didn't wear a seatbelt, who was in the back seat of the car, and calmed them down. I became the voice of calm in a situation that wasn't very calm, trust me, and it was very chaotic. So I even took the phone away from her because the 911 operator wasn't helping after I had already described our location and exactly what we needed for her for an extraction, because they were going to need the jaws of life, right? And they were most likely going to need to be airlifted. And I knew the nearest hospital was way down in Santa Barbara. So all those things are good things to know, especially when you have a disaster like that. But the biggest thing I want to convey today is be the voice of calm when other people are chaotic and worried and scared, right? Knowing what to do is huge, right? Applying that's even better, and become that person that other people can rely on. It makes the difference. So her heart rate slowed down so she didn't sit there and bleed even more. Helped her with her cut on her forehead. Help did arrive. Yes, she was transported, and they were both ended up okay. So again, this is Paul with the Emergency Preparedness Network. Be that voice of calm. Help that person, right? And you can make a difference. Coming back with you with more, all right? I got lots of stories. Talk to you later.